And just take your feet a little bit further away from your body so that you make a diamond shape with your legs. And then inhale. And as you exhale, you can bring yourself forward. So you can use whatever supports that you've got. So I've got myself a long sausage cushion today. And use it for your head, or you can use your block up on its end, or whichever level that you want to. And then we'll just begin to relax here a little bit. So just as you're here, just start to slow your breath down and deepen your breath. So imagine counting to 4 for your inhale and 4 for your exhale. So just as you're here, just notice any tension in the body, so through the back or through the hips. And just try to send your attention to that part of your body, and with your breath, just help it relax. So if you've got any muscles that are engaged, just try to let them go. Your mind's racing with things that you need to do, then just try to bring your awareness to your body and the sensations that are happening inside your body. You'll find that as you stay here and as you relax through your muscles, you'll feel your fascia start to give as you sink a little bit deeper into the posture. So our target area here is our hips, inner thigh, and if you've got quite a deep forward fold, then it targets your back quite a lot also. So just a few more seconds before we start to come out. Okay, so nice and gently now, just start to make your way back up to a seated position. So really nice and slow. We were there for 5 minutes, so just nice and gently on the back and on the legs. Just moving any support out of the way, and then bring your feet to the mat and just hands back. And then just take your knees side to side for the windscreen wiper motion. And then just keep your legs still a moment and arch up through your back. So you can drop your head back. And then bringing the head up and releasing. So I'm just going to change direction, but you guys can just roll over and come onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to change my position here so I can continue to face you whilst I talk. Okay. So from here, inhale, take your right arm and open it up towards the side. And then exhale, wrap your right arm under the left and bring your right temple down towards the ground. So I always say with this pose to just have a little maneuver to see exactly where is the right place for you. If you don't have any problem behind your shoulders, you may not feel exactly what is the right place. But if you feel a little bit of tightness, just move your bum slightly forward or slightly back, and then just move your arms slightly up or slightly down, just to really target that right spot for you. And then resting the temple down to the ground, and the left arm can just relax. So targeting around the back of the shoulder and the rhomboid muscles in the back. And all those connections where the muscles attach, the longer we stay here, we will sink deep into those attachments. So just make sure you let go of your right arm. So the right arm, which is passed underneath, the back of your hand is onto the mat, so your palm is facing upwards. And then just make sure you're not pushing your arm into the mat. So just allow your arm to relax and just allow your body weight and gravity to let your body sink so that your fascia releases into the position. So just try and remove any tension around the back of the right shoulder. As you let your muscles go, your body will become a little bit heavier and sink deeper into the pose. So nice and gently now, start to bring yourself back up so that you are up onto your hands and your knees. And then we can drop the back down, lift the chest. And then exhale, hook up high through the back. And tuck the tailbone down, chin towards the chest. Inhale in, drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. Exhale, take the back up nice and high, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. And then exhale, take the back up nice and high. So you guys can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around so I can carry on talking to you. Left hand goes up, open up the body. Exhale, wrap the left arm underneath the right and bring the left temple down to the ground. And then right arm can just relax. So again, you might want to just move your bum forward or backwards, but generally the bum stays high so that we keep the pressure onto the back of the shoulder. And then you could either move your arm up or down slightly just to target the right area. And then once you've found your position, just relax through the left arm and just let your body sink. So just try and relax through the muscles in your back and just allow, as I said before, gravity and just the weight of your body just to encourage your body to relax. So just nice and gently sink in deeper and deeper. Just making sure that there's no pressure on your head and your neck. So gently now start to bring yourself up into a tabletop position. So just nice and slow. Hands come underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And then dropping the back down, lifting the chest. And then exhale, take the back up nice and high. Chin to chest, tailbone down. Inhale, drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. And exhale, take the back up nice and high. Inhale, drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. And then exhale, take the back up nice and high. And then bring your back to a neutral spine. And then let's come onto the tummies. So lie down onto your front and we'll come into Sphinx pose. So bring yourself up onto your elbows so that you're up on your forearms. So here then it's nice if you've got yourself a block or a cushion or something, just to roll under your lower ribs. So you can put your support in place and it just takes a little bit of pressure out of the shoulders, but keeps you in a nice hyperextension. Just also remember that you can take a wider stance on your legs if you wish to. That would just go a little bit deeper into your lower back, or you can keep your legs straight. So just check in with your bum and just make sure that your bum cheeks are not engaged. So just relaxing through the bum. And try to make sure you don't end up like this. So try to make sure you don't sink into your shoulders. Keep your shoulders depressed and your chest lifted. So we'll stay here for 2 minutes. So I've been here 1.5 minutes. And then we will look at taking the pose a little bit deeper. And of course that is optional. So don't push yourself too much. So have the option to go up higher into seal pose now. So if you would like to, just turn your hands out to the side slightly and then straighten up through the arms. Now just check in with your bum because it will have engaged. So just try to relax through the bum cheeks. And again, keep the shoulders depressed and just keep looking forward. So what happens here is even when you don't realize it, your bum cheeks will switch on and they will engage. So every now and again, you have to check in with your bottom and just make sure that your glutes haven't engaged. So we've just got 1 more minute in this position. So if you did want to take it a little bit deeper, then you can bring the hands a little bit closer to your body and hyperextend your back a little bit more. If that's a little bit too much though, you can always extend your arms forward, takes a little bit of pressure off, or by all means come back down to your forearms into the original position. So it all depends on how you feel. It's your back and it's your body, so look after it. Making sure the shoulders stay back and down. Okay, so nice and gently now bring yourself back down to your forearms and then remove your support, whatever you had under your chest. And then you can bring yourself down into Makrasana. So stack one arm on top of the other and pop your forehead onto your hands. Okay, so bringing the hands by your shoulders, lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Bring the knees under the hips again and the hands under the shoulders. And then let's do some cat-cows just to get some movement through the back. So drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. And then exhale. And then you might feel this one now. So taking the back into a flexion after the hyperextension, you might just feel that in your back. Inhale, drop the back down, head comes up, chest is lifted. Exhale, take the back up nice and high, chin to chest, tailbone down. Inhale, drop the back down, head comes up, chest comes up. And then exhale, take it up again, nice and high. Okay, so coming around now to sit onto your bum and spread your legs, so take your legs out nice and wide on your mat. Okay, so you can take your cushion or whatever support that you have and bring it to the front of your body. So just relax through your feet and just make sure that you're sitting up onto your undercarriage and not rolled back onto your bum. If you're rolled back on your bum, put a rolled towel underneath your bottom and it will just prop you forward a little bit. Okay, so we'll come to the front first of all. So inhale. And then exhale, bring yourself down. So you can come to wherever is good for you. And you can use your cushion as a little bit of support. By all means, if you don't need it, you might want to come down straight to your forearms. Or if you have the flexibility in your back and it's not pushing too much too soon, then you could take your hands out to your feet and bring your body down. Resting your forehead onto your block or onto the ground. I'm just going to stay on my forearms, otherwise I'm going to have grass going up my nose. So just try and relax through the thighs. So what will happen generally in this pose is when we fold forward or when we've got our straight legs, our thighs will engage. So just try to switch them off. And your target area here is your inner thigh. Also, obviously, as you fold forward, if you've got quite a deep forward fold, then your back is also a target area. I'm just going to move my mat back a little bit. I'm very close to you. Oh, that's better. Another option, if you're quite low to the ground, but you don't like your hands out onto your feet, you can stack your hands in front of you and then rest your forehead upon your arms. So that just gives you a little bit of height. So that's quite nice if your forehead doesn't quite come to the ground. So again, with this pose, just check in again with your thighs and just make sure that they haven't engaged. And just make sure your feet are nice and relaxed also. So in our dynamic yogas, we point our feet up to the ceiling, but in yin, we just relax the feet. So we're just going to stay here for another 30 seconds or so before taking it to each side. Okay, so inhaling, you can start to just bring yourself up. Okay, now we have two options here. So I'll run you through the first option. So you would turn to face your right leg and then fold yourself down over your right leg. Now you can use your cushion or whatever support that you have on top of your right leg so that you can rest your head down. So you would be in a position like this if you can't lie down your leg. The other way, which is a little bit more intense, not so comfortable if you're not so flexible in the back, but if you are, it's a very nice pose. Then bring your right arm down and left arm can come up and over the top and hold onto your foot. So we're going to stay here again for 3 minutes. So by the time we finish this little combination, your legs will have been here for 9 minutes, which is quite long. But just make sure you're comfortable. So I just noticed my head was hanging a little bit, so I'm going to pop the cushion underneath my head. No good. So again, just make sure that your feet are nice and relaxed. And what I tend to do is just tuck my fingertips, my right fingertips underneath my left thigh. I remember a few years ago, me doing this pose was very uncomfortable because I couldn't reach my foot. So it was much more uncomfortable. So then I would have much preferred this pose where you're facing your leg. So just work out which one is good for you. So again, just checking in with your body and just making sure that your thighs don't engage, or if they do, you just switch them off. We've got just about another minute or so here. So this pose is really good for your quadratus laborum, which is a big muscle in your back. It's very deep, and it can cause back pain. So obviously staying in this position for some time really targets that area. So very good if you suffer with a bad back. And I know for sure that this side of mine is much easier than the other side. So you'll see the difference with your bodies when we come to the other side. Just a few more seconds now. Okay, so if you're in the same position as me, you can just come all the way up. If you're over towards your leg here, then walk your hands up your leg. And then we will rotate round and go down the other side. So put your cushion or whatever you're using onto the other side. And then let's come into position. So either facing your leg and walking yourself down as much as you can, remembering that you can use your cushion under your chest or wherever is good, or a little bit deeper, taking the arm over the top. And again, now that you've come into position, you might notice that your muscles have engaged again. So when we come into a position, our muscles might engage, and then as we stay here a little bit longer and your body starts to trust the position, it will start to relax. So just keeping your breath nice and deep and just trying to relax through your body. I thought I'd escaped the builders, and then I came around to this side of the building and hammering. So again, just check in with your thighs, just make sure they haven't engaged. Or if they have, just let them go, switch them off. Okay, so coming out of this pose, you can either come all the way up, or if you're facing your leg here, walk yourself gently back up to center. Okay, now with the transitions, your legs have actually been there for 10 minutes. All right, so 3 minutes each side and then transitions. So gently bring your legs around to the center, place your feet onto the ground, and I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see better. Leaning back slightly for our windscreen wiper motion. So just letting the legs go side to side and feel that on the inside of the thigh, just having some movement there and also into the spine. Okay, and then we'll just lift up and come into the sunbather pose. So extend through your back, drop your head back. And then bring this up. Okay, so we'll come into a half shoelaces. If you want to do the full pose, by all means you can. I am going to stay in the half. So straighten your left leg and cross your right leg over the top and place your knees so they're stacked together on top of each other. Now, if you want to come into the full pose, I know some of you have got more open hips than myself, then bring the other leg around so that you are one knee on top of the other. It's good for me for about 5 seconds, and then after that, it's too much. So I'm going to keep my leg straight, my left leg straight, right leg comes over the top, and then inhale, and exhale, fold yourself forward. So again, here you can use your cushion and put it on top of your knee, rest your head, or wherever you need the support. So either you can put it under your chest or on your knee for your head. Or if you can come a little bit further down, then you can place your head onto your knee. If you're in the full pose, maybe Julia is, then you could come into this position here But yeah, whatever is good for you, for your, when you've got both legs, whatever forward feels okay. So here we're targeting the back of the straight leg and then the outer hip of the leg, which is crossed over the top. So around the glutes. And this is where we hold a lot of emotion into the glutes area and also into the hip flexors. So just releasing through your bum. So if you find this is too much for the hamstring of your back leg, then you could use a little rolled up towel and just pop it under your knee. And that will just give you a slight bend in the leg. It will take a little bit of pressure off the hamstring. So if you feel that, you know, especially with the pressure of the leg going over the top is too much on the knee, then yeah, pop something under the straight leg knee just to give it a little bend, and it will take the pressure off the hamstring. So remember, in yin, we're not reaching as far as we can go or anything like that. We're just really trying to find a position where our body feels safe. So not so much comfortable, because obviously we need a little bit of discomfort, which I'm sure you'll start to get once you've been in the pose a little while. Just try and release any tension in your muscles. And I'm sure you all experience it. I do every time, and it's such a nice feeling that, you know, when you realize that your muscles are tense and you let them go and you almost feel them melting. I always think of it as like one of those things that you put in the bath that melts and just disperses into the bath. I always think of it as like that. Just a few more seconds here. Okay, so gently now start to bring yourself up. So just be careful again on your, with your back. If you were folded forward quite a lot, it's quite a deep back stretch as well. And then taking the legs out for our good old windscreen wiper motion. So now just allowing a little bit of movement through the outer hip and into the spine. Okay, so then straighten the right leg and bring in the left leg over the top so that your knees are stacked one on top of each other. Okay, and then just remembering, if you want to do both legs, bend in the right leg round so that it touches the left side of your body as well. So knees stacked one on top of each other, and then inhale. And exhale, start to make your way forward. Okay, so just again with your supports that you might have. So if you've got your cushion, or your rolled up towel. You can place it anywhere that gives you a nice little bit of support. So either for your head or for your chest, or if your fold doesn't come quite as low, then you can pop it under your chest. Just notice the sensations in your body. So just notice where you feel the pose the most. If you're a little bit tighter in the hamstrings, then you'll feel it on your straight leg. If you're a little bit tighter in the hip, then you're more likely to feel it on the outside of your left. So we're going to stay here for 4 minutes like we did on the other side. We've just done 2 minutes now. So just another 30 seconds or so in this position. Okay, so gently start to walk your hands back up, bringing you into an upright position. And then uncross your leg and bring your hands just behind you. And then let's do the windscreen wiper movement again. Okay, and then again, let's take the back into a hyperextension. So push your chest forward, you can drop your head back. Now they called this the sunbathing pose when I did my yin training. Okay, and then release. Okay, so let's lie down onto our backs. And walk your feet towards the right side of the mat. So just to keep going as far as you can. And then once you've reached as far as you can, cross your right leg over your left. So your outside leg over the inside leg. Now you can take your hands up. I'll give you some options. Bring your body, first of all, around to the right side. So we're making a C shape. And you can either place your hands by your sides in like a shavasana, like your palms facing upwards. You could take them into a cactus position where they are bent at 90 degrees out to the side, or a little bit deeper, you would hold onto each of your elbows. And then you can just relax your head in whichever position is best for you. So however your head feels comfortable. So we're in Bananasana, banana pose. And as I'm sure you can feel, if you're bent to the right, like I have, then you can feel the stretch all the way down your left side. So it's really good for your iliotibial band, which comes down the outside of the leg on the left side. And then also into your back and your sides. This is one of those poses for me that, you know, it feels really simple and easy. And if somebody was to look at you, they would just think, well, you're not really doing much. But I find it's really quite a deep stretch down the side. So when we come out of it, we'll spend about 4 minutes here. And then when we come out of it, you'll really feel maybe in your back how much we've lengthened. Okay, so gently now shuffle your upper body back round so that it is central. And then uncross your legs and gently walk your feet back so they are central. And then if you just bend your legs and place your feet by your sit bones, and then maybe just feel the sensations in your body. I always feel it quite strong in my back, even though my back is quite flexible, but I feel it quite strong into my back. You can bend your knees now and bring your knees into your chest, and maybe you can feel that even more. And then just have a little roll around on your spine, just to have a nice little bit of movement and maybe a nice little bit of a massage on the area that we were targeting. And then when you're ready, take your feet down the mat again. And so this time we're going to walk to the left side. So walk your feet to the left side just as far as they will go. And then once they've reached their maximum, then cross the left leg over the right. So outside leg over the inside leg. And then again, with your arms, you will roll your body to the left side as well. And then however you want to place your arms, so either in like a Shavasana or your cactus, or a little bit deeper, arms above the head and holding onto each of the elbows. And again, with your head, just place your head wherever feels the most comfortable for you. So just whilst you're here, just notice, how does this side feel compared to the other? Was the other side easier? Was it harder? Or does it feel about the same? So for me, bending to the right was, I can really feel it quite strong. And then bending to the left, I can't feel it quite so much. So just notice what's going on in your body. So just try and relax and make sure that you're not gripping anywhere. So make sure that the body can just relax nicely. So we're not engaging any muscles. Just really trying to let them go. So just remembering to keep your breath nice and deep. And just focus on you. So this is your time, alone on your mat. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go. Just giving yourself 1 hour of being. Okay, so gently now start to bring your hands back to center. And then when you're ready, uncross your legs and gently walk your feet back to center. Okay, so then just place your feet by your sit bones and palms facing up for a moment. And then just when you feel ready, bring the knees in towards the chest. And then again, you can have that little roll around on your spine to give you a little bit of a massage. And you can target any area that you need to. So if it's whichever side you're feeling it, you can bring the legs to that side and rock forward and backwards, and you'll give yourself a massage on the target area. Okay, so let's come to our final pose of Shavasana. So taking the legs down the mat and palms facing upwards. So just remembering, if you're a little bit tender in the lower back, you can always place your cushion under your knees for a constructive rest position. That's really quite nice. Take some pressure off your back. And we'll just spend about 4 minutes or so here in Shavasana. So gently start to have a little bit of movement through your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back to your body on the mat. And then take your arms all the way up over the top of your head. Bend your legs, place your feet by your sit bones. And then roll to your left side, using your left arm as a pillow. When you're ready, bring yourself up to seated and keeping your eyes closed, place your hands in front of your heart center. Okay, let's finish the class with one Om. So take a nice deep breath in. Slowly open your eyes.